Lesson 5, Conflict. Hello-de-doo. Ready for more? Yes. How have you found the ceremony so far? You want to review any elements before continuing? I don't think so. It was pretty basic stuff. Understood. What's the matter? You're not as chipper as usual. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. Fire is usually my favorite lesson, and it marks the final step before our contract becomes effective, which I'm looking forward to. But I have a bad feeling about this. That's odd. Based on your act and all so far, I thought you enjoyed the threat of dire consequences. Oh, of course I do. That kind of adrenaline is my favorite thing in the cosmos. What is it then? Look, you're right. I better stop dwelling on silly worries and focus on our training. I'm just moody for some reason. It's not silly. What do you say we look into it with our cards after we finish today's session? That might be a good idea. That's one of the perks of being summoned by a fortune teller. Ha ha ha. So true. You're on. It'll be a good challenge as the final test for this new deck. That's the Abramar I know. I need you sharp for the final lesson. Fire it is then. This element is usually feared by most and yearned for by those with ill will. But fire is more versatile than most magic practitioners think it is. Fire represents adversity, battle, everything that is against you. Fire is challenge, intimidation, the fuel of every battle. Fire is your wrath. Fire is conflict. Exactly. But don't just dwell on the negative aspects of that definition. Conflict also means growth. The only time fire is bad is when you're on the losing side. And even in defeat, there's a great deal of growth. We are the living example of that. Haha. Master your fire and you will conquer anything the cosmos throws at you. To tell you the truth, I'm more intimidated by water. I'm actually quite fond of fire. Maybe that's why we get along so well. Now, the final contract. This answer will affect your fate profoundly. For the fire seal, what will you sacrifice to access my magic? So we can choose my immortality, the coven, the life of whoever I love the most. That's we don't have the right to sacrifice someone else's life like that. I don't feel like we have the... I don't think that's a good idea either. Although that seems like the easiest thing, since they exiled us and everything. But I also feel like it probably needs a proper sacrifice. So I'm gonna go with my immortality and see what he says. Oh, wow. Are you sure about that? You'll live a maximum of another 60 years after you pay the price. Plus, you won't be able to live in space anymore. You'll have to go down to Earth and live among humans. Do you want to reconsider? No. No, this is my final answer. As you wish. I will etch your decision into the Cosmic Wheel and pray it doesn't break you apart when the time comes to pay the price. Brace yourself. Can't breathe this pain. It burns. It's breaking my atoms apart. I love it. Help me, Fortuna. Oh, it was quite bad. I see. Wake up. Fortuna, wake up. Chapter 1. What happened? Sorry, I had to wake you up. You've been asleep for a couple of days. You dropped dead after we sealed the fire contract. I thought it might be too much, so I let you rest. Rest while I'm dead. I feel dizzy. I had the weirdest dreams. Oh yeah? What about? I don't remember, but it felt premonitory. I feel bad for waking you up, but you have some business to attend to. What do you mean? Look at the window. We've got a visitor. It's a little Burby. A falcon. That's a familiar from an arbiter. What's an arbiter? The arbitrage, however you pronounce that word. How do you pronounce that? Arbitrage? Something. Office is an organism composed of form of witches unaffiliated with any coven that ensures no witch is operating outside the laws of the magical pact. They also rule over conflicts between different covens and rarely interfere with internal affairs. It was founded about 4,000 years ago, so it makes sense you don't know them. Yeah, this happened during my slumber. Why were they created? Well, both the Arbiters and the Magical Pact were created after an especially bloody witch war that ended with our coven burning 87 witches inside of a white star. Brutal. To avoid future atrocities, some witches vowed to stop using magic and focus exclusively on keeping the peace. In the beginning, it was a group of devotees who wanted to avoid tragedy, but nowadays it's mainly composed of outcasts that have to serve the arbitrage office as a lifelong punishment. Wow, things have gotten a lot bleaker since I was last put to sleep. This all happened before my time, but I'm more afraid of having witch wars than witch cops. And what do you think the arbiter wants? Maybe they noticed I summoned you? That's impossible. My arts are untraceable. And then there's only one way to find out. Let's invite her over. Sure, I'll make myself invisible whenever you get a visit. Also, you have some energy pooled from sealing the fire contract in case you want to expand your deck before inviting the arbiter over. Okay, plus I still owe you a reading, right? Ah, don't worry about it. There will be time for that. Okay. But you're not off the hook. We'll look into what worries you eventually. As if I could escape you. No, you can't. Okay, let's go and make a fire card first. Before we invite arbiter over. Okay, so now we have 9 fire, we have 6 water, 6 earth, and 1 air. We can mix and match a little bit if you want to. But let's look at the fire ones. Quicksand Graveyard. A magical cemetery for the witches who dare to tamper with time. The quicksand absorbs the bodies and turns their souls into heat. Demonic desert. Desert lands, not desert lands. Desert land sounds a lot more pleasant. Home of Dahlia, the Daggersmith Witch. The white sands of this dominion are cursed. Earth sediments wake up and transform into bone demons. Dahlia hunts them and uses their bodies and innards to craft ceremonial knives. Charred battlefield. War is meaningless. Yeah, we just talked about witch wars. Maybe we should do this one then. One of the largest known let's see. Vicanis Majoris. One of the largest known stars. The forbidden behemoth was once imprisoned at the core of this red hypergiant. So that's the behemoth that we're talking to here. That would be kind of interesting. What else? Defrenia, a city of blacksmiths built inside the skeleton of a titanic behemoth. The bone marrow of the fallen beast burns for eons, so their forges are always alight. Forgotten Factory. Many millennia ago, before witches cracked the cosmic code to manipulate matter, they built a factory under the crust of Venus. It was operated by iron golems, and it allowed many human covens to expand beyond the solar system. Okay. War is meaningless. Yeah, let's do this one. Since we just talked about the witch's war. Yeah, we still can't do this one. We can do this one. A goddess in love with the sidereal snake, an ever-burning passion that shatters the fabric of the void. Okay, so we have war is meaningless. Let's see what else we could do. Duchess of Solace. A fairy that offers her services as a dominatrix for sorcerers lost in lust. Lost in lust. When a witch draws her power from passion, she can reach a point at which her libido takes control. With her extensive erotic repertoire, the Duchess of Solace has never failed to exhaust a lustful witch and return her to normal. Okay. Fire for the Heretic. Although humanity has a long history of witch burning, they have never managed to burn a real witch. Banner bearer. Considered puny cowards, these witches know there's nothing braver than to charge onto the battlefield with a cloth instead of a sword. That could perhaps be fitting. Let's see. Harvest Oracle, a behemoth that keeps 3 of every known seed in this universe. Witches can ask for any of these seeds and the oath to restock them after they collect the fruit. Should they fail to deliver, the eyes of that witch will turn into said seeds and the oracle will come to harvest them. Lovely. The Purple Blood Seeker, the last coyote gunslinger out to hunt down the scions of the Purple Blood Behemoth throughout the vast cosmos. She feeds on their blood and extends her life to prolong her never-ending vengeance. That's sort of on theme with the whole war thing. Let's see, what else? It's fire. The astronaut. He knows that time is a sea and not a line. He's on a quest to make the universe equal and just for every life form. Unarai. The fallen hero. Heroes don't protect the people, but ideals. A symbol of resilience and sacrifice. They can only be killed by corruption. The fallen hero on the battlefield. Sounds good. Okay. The asteroid. Asteroids are astral bodies with a destination. When an asteroid is born, it is written in its core where and when it will crash. They bring fire and change. We have Ruby Candle Lamp. Unnatural crimson flames enlighten the dark paths of the mind. They shed light over hidden courage, but also rage. Okay. Fire Whip of Dominance. A popular tool among witch summoners to tame fire elementals. The spirits do not submit because of the pain, but because of the pleasure. Lightning Saber. Blades made out of demon bones that can light on fire if you whisper the name of the beast they came from. Blue Light Torch. Eyes for the night. Pain for the wraith. Cool. The Inevitable 3. A summonable flock of legendary prey. Birds that can deliver any message, hunt any fugitive, and steal any trinket. Hunter Witch Rifle. Witches that specialize in hunting magical beasts often turn their wands into rifles. These weapons are able to shoot any magic spell sealed inside a sapphire bullet. Alright, I don't know what to go for. Fallen Hero. We have the Fallen Hero. And war is useless. We can go with that's kind of war and stuff. Maybe. They bring fire and change. Maybe that's what we need. Scenario. This scenario. Maybe. Okay. I don't think we can make this larger. No, they're supposed to be like the centerpiece, I imagine. Oops. Heading right for your head. More in the background. Yeah, they can be missing an arm. Or, hang on. Okay, maybe not. See if you can hold this. So. Because they're sort of the feet of them. I don't know. Do something. Something. Omnicide. War distorts all feeling. The pain of 1,000 wounds. The asteroid foretells imminent tragedy. The overstimulated fire energy becomes a cleansing power. Death and rebirth. Meanings: sabotage, adversity, rivalry, tragedy, change, and rebirth. Oh, we can create more if we want to. Ooh, okay, let's create one more. Why not? Let's see. So we have a little bit left. We can use like Home of Dahlia. We heard about Dahlia now. Let's just try to put together something and see what we get. So now we need mainly water and earth, I guess. We may not have enough for all of them. Not enough energy. We can do the bartender. Exotic dancing spirits that are summoned throughout the universe for their ability to take a celebration to levels of pure ecstasy. They have never visited planet Earth. Well, it's about time then. We could use some ecstasy. Wait, what did I just... we didn't have a lot of options. We did that one though. I kind of like this background. Collects every letter that was never sent or never got to its destination. Let's see what we can do with this one. What do we have energy for? Pilot from the Machina cult. Cool. Adopting orphaned thingamajigs. Revenge. Let's do that one. Let's see if we should have enough to do something. Yeah, we can do golden shovel. We can do ruby candle lamp. Enlighten the dark paths of the mind. That seems on theme, sort of. We need to maybe show the ship a little bit in the background. Have El Bartender. It's that's okay. What does he hold? Oh, we can do... Oh, there's a glass here. we want that. We don't need to. I think we can. No, we can't. Okay, some of them we can't delete. I guess some of them have. They need to be. Okay, so he holds that, and then I was thinking, what do we have? This one above it. Neat. Oh, okay. One can be standing right there. We want to give him a cigarette. Sure, why not? And like a bottle. Cool. That's a lot of stuff. It's sex on the beach. All right. The deity in the shipwreck scrutinizes every secret. Witness to many kinds of love, the bartender can channel hidden feelings. Crossing paths with the haunted soul can beget calamity. The red flame from the candle leads to disgusting discoveries. Oh no, not disgusting. Communication, peace, judgment, test, yearning, passion, rejection, bad omen. Interesting. Now we're done. We have created many cards.